Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing very well and enjoying life as much as you can given the circumstances right now. I know I am trying to, enjoy everything and take advantage of this time to play video games and to talk about video games, which is something I really enjoy doing, and I assume if you're watching this video, you enjoy playing games as much as I do and reading about games and watching people play games and hear commentary. And so I just wanted to contribute a little bit with the conversation. Now I'm going to talk about Battlefield 5, and I have to preface this by just the fact of how I got this footage. So this footage is a little old. This is was the Mercury map right after it came out, which was probably the best map other than Iwo Jima on this game. But it just kind of highlights kind of the pervasive issues and pervasive bugs with this game. The lack of direction, the lack of unified support from the developers. There's a bug in this game right now, at least for me, where I can't even record gameplay. I tried to record a gameplay a little bit ago, earlier today, and I couldn't even record anything on the Xbox One X game capture feature that I always use. The clip would just end after 2 or 3 seconds. The longest I could get a clip to last was maybe a couple minutes, and then it would shut down. So I'm actually using an older clip. And this is an error. I don't have this issue with any other game. I recorded some Red Dead instead. I've been recording Battlefield 1. But this just shows just another example of kind of the issues with this game. This game's been out for 2 years now, and I'm looking up some information right now. It came out worldwide on November 20th, 2018. So that's almost, that's a year and a half ago. And what's absolutely mind-blowing is just how many issues have been here ever since. Some issues have never gone away. The biggest for me, which I don't hear very much about, I didn't hear anyone talk about this in the reviews, and I feel a little bit crazy here, and you have to let me know if you agree or if I actually am crazy. But nobody was talking about the graphics. Now, coming from Battlefield 1, which is a game that's 4 years old, came out in 2016, 2 years before this game, I feel that Battlefield 1 is so much more superior in graphic quality on the consoles, at least, compared to this game. I've played Battlefield 1 on every console, including on PC. I played on the base PS4 when it first came out, and then I played it on the Pro. I played on the base Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and then the Xbox One X, which I play currently, and I've put the most amount of time in. And considering that Battlefield 5 is 2 years newer, it's the same updated engine that they're using from before, but this game's graphics are just so abysmal, it's almost a joke. It's kind of like when I first got Mafia 3, I was so excited because I was a huge fan of Mafia 2, and I was completely blown away by how bad the graphics are, and it kind of has some of the same problems. Poppin' in this game, especially there's certain maps more than others. I don't care enough to know the name of the map, but there's one map where it's just a wide open field, there's grass everywhere, and all the trees look like something from the original PlayStation. I mean, they're two-dimensional even when you walk right up to them. I was even watching Digital Foundry's review or analysis a few days ago, and I feel a little bit crazy here. Maybe it's only certain levels that have the bigger problems, but the pop-in issues, graphical issues on this game are absolutely incredible. It's just amazing how bad it is. And that's not to say with even all the other bugs as well. This game, at its core, I think, is a decent game. It has, I really wanted to give this game a chance. I actually played it a lot. I did have some decent fun with it, but this was always overshadowed by so many bugs, so many issues with the challenges and with other features that you would expect. You can't even change, one feature, not necessarily a bug, I think it's by design, but you were never able to change your assignments. You could always do this on Battlefield 1, you would be able to change what assignment you wanted to work for, when that game came out, and then they made it so you could track. You would just choose what assignment you wanted to track, but you would actually make progress throughout your game on every, all 5 medals that were active for that week. For this game, there's so many challenges, and a lot of them overlap, and it's really hard to choose to do a, for example, revive your teammates or what have you, that kind of challenge, or resupply people, and it doesn't make sense to have a challenge active to get a melee attack, because that happens so rare and happens so sporadic enough that it's not really worth it, but you can never actually make progress towards that challenge. And so that's one thing I wish that they actually put in this game, was to allow you to work towards either all of the challenges at once. That'd be amazing. That'd be really cool. Or to at least let you change what challenges you wanted to work for throughout the game. And that brings up another issue too, is that I feel that for the majority of this game, the end game stats, viewings, showing your end of round and everything, that's always been bugged. They've always been changing it, but it's always been messed up. For a while, you wouldn't even see your end game stats, how you performed. Sometimes it would, for like 6 or 8 months, it would show that you completed the challenge, and then the challenge would just get really, really big, and it was obviously a graphical error. And when you compare it to all the other Battlefield games, this game has never become polished. It's never had that polished state. When developers have spent a lot of time paying a lot of close attention to the game, making sure it runs smoothly. And when games have betas, that's what this is for, to make sure that the user interface runs smoothly, that there's no server issues. I think that's probably the primary purpose of, especially of these online games, to make sure that the servers will run smoothly at launch. But this game has always had graphical issues. It's always had bugs. It's always been slow, for example. There's a lot of content. By content, I mean meaningless customization for your clothes, and different hats and boots and pants and jackets that you can wear, and different paint jobs that you can put on your weapons. When you look at that in the menu, and when you're trying to customize all your stuff, every single time that loads, or when you want to look at what you have or what you unlocked, it is so incredibly slow. And I'm sure a part of that is due to just how slow mechanical hard drives are, but I just can't believe how slow it actually is. It just seems, I would not be surprised if it's just a bug, that it's just not optimized well enough. And unfortunately, I think this probably comes from a lack of probably so many different things, but having worked with teams before, most people have worked in a team, if not professionally, then at least they've been like on some kind of, you all have maybe been on a sports team in high school or what have you. For things to run smoothly, you have to have good direction from the top and good unified direction, and everybody has to be on the same page. When there's so much changeover, which it seems like in DICE's recent history since this game came out, a lot of people have been fired or quit. A lot of longtime veterans, it seemed like a lot of them were quitting out of protest, I remember. It's unsurprising that this is the product we get. There's just a lack of direction. Nobody wants to work there, or a lot of people don't. A lot of veterans don't want to work there. Maybe they don't have the autonomy to make decisions, just the day-to-day decisions. And when people at the top really don't know what's going on, with the day-to-day operations, and they don't care to listen to the people down below, that kind of creates these very real problems. It's one thing to have a vision, and it's another thing to just completely ignore any input from the people that are actually making things work every day. And unfortunately, I'm a huge fan of the Battlefield series, but unfortunately this game has been a complete disappointment. And the latest news that just came out in the last couple days is that they will no longer be supporting this game. There's no other Battlefield that has been announced. It's April 2020. If they follow previous game launches, we would expect, another Battlefield to come out at the end of this year in about 6 months. But there's rumors that that won't even happen. That it'll be late 2021. Who knows if that'll come to pass? But it's just absolutely incredible that they've already announced that their last update will come in a little over a month, and then that will be all the support they have left for the game. They're not going to support it anymore, which is a good thing. This game is just such a mess. At its core, it does have some great foundations. I've loved making progress towards the assignments, and seeing that progress circle fill up. That is so much fun. But the problem is that it really lacked real guidance or trying to make it more enjoyable and less monotonous, because there's so many challenges that it's just, you have an endless amount of challenges and they're all basically the same. You complete one challenge and you basically unlock the same challenge a couple days later, and all you earn from completing these challenges is just company coin, which all you can do with that, you can't even buy weapons or gear or anything. You can just buy costumes that you'll never even see. This is a first-person game. You'll never see your own costume. And you can tell what they spent the time on when they made this game, because it's so obvious what works well and what doesn't work well. I understand they got away from the premium method, spending $50-$60 on getting premium. They want to make it free, for new maps, free for everybody, so they rely on people buying cosmetics. But it just shows where all the attention went. They have a really great system of, unlocking new gear, I guess, or new cosmetics, or being able to buy new cosmetics, but it's so shallow and so meaningless. I have over 60,000 coins that I have never spent even a single one on, because I don't care about any of the gear you can unlock. It doesn't even matter. And that's really a shame. I'll talk more about future Battlefields, what I hope to see going forward, looking back, seeing what I liked, and then looking forward what I hope changes in what they do for the better. But at least I hope for the next Battlefield they spend more time to work out the bugs, and even if that means a later launch, I'm perfectly fine with that. No rush to final product. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys later.